Yo, we are here with the one and only Rami. Absolutely. We are here with ColorStack's head of engineering for some very exciting updates and announcement. Y'all, give Rami a bunch of love. Okay, you know who it is. Absolutely.
Thank you, Michelle Adana. Thank you. What's going on, y'all? Happy Fam Friday. Happy Women's History Month. Shout out to women in our community, man. Y'all are the foundation of ColorStack. We love y'all. We wouldn't be here without y'all, man. Happy Women's History Month. Michelle Adana mentioned it earlier. My best friend and my boss is officially married. I can't marry him no more. That's crazy. But shout out to Jerron, man. He had the most beautiful wedding in Jamaica. I'm literally so tired. We were traveling in Jamaica this last week, but it was the most beautiful wedding. So once we get off of here, definitely show y'all love to Jerron and his now wife Heather. Man, it was absolutely incredible. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Everything about it. They had coconuts with Heather and Jerron branded in the coconut, bro. Like it was just everything about it was insane. But I had the honor of being a groomsman and giving a speech, so I'm completely out of tears. I can't cry anymore. I cried so much this last week, but it was an honor and a privilege to be there for my man. Alrighty, y'all. Today we have some very very exciting announcements. There's an S at the end of that. Announcements, not just one, which is a little crazy. There's so much going on. It had to be during Women's History Month, man. Like it was just meant to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually share a slide deck, run through some of these announcements. We'll have Q&A at the end. I'll try to save as much time as I can for the Q&A, and we'll go ahead and get started from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. So let's go ahead and all right. Alrighty, can y'all see this right here? Okay, perfect. Alrighty, y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. March Fan Friday announcements. We got some big ones today. First things first. I've officially been at ColorStack for a year. It's kind of crazy to think about, but little over a year ago, I joined ColorStack in a full-time capacity. When I joined, John and I talked a lot and kind of crafted a vision for what we wanted to achieve on the engineering side of things. And it was very clear. At first, we simply wanted to focus on kind of developing this breadth of features, whether that was kind of like internal workflows, for applying to the community, everything that's encompassed in what you guys know is the member profile today, like gamification and events and so much more in the member profile. And we were successful in that, right? We developed this kind of breadth of features. We didn't go too deep in any specific, kind of avenue or sector because we wanted to leave it a little bit open and kind of explore all of our bases when it came to, building product at ColorStack. But ultimately, that was never the vision for me to, or never the end goal, I should say, for me to just kind of always be developing these features, just me by myself. At the end of the day, right, ColorStack is a community. And that's before anything else. You can call us a nonprofit, call us an organization, call us whatever you want, a business, whatever you want. ColorStack is a community before anything else. And we serve software engineers, y'all. So what better way to apply our community than to a code base? So like I said, I've been a one-man team. Obviously, it's not sustainable, and it's never what we wanted for the future, right? But that was something that Duran and I had kind of agreed on. Is year one, ColorStack engineering, cool. Like that's just going to be Rami. He's going to be doing everything across building product at ColorStack. Like I said, that was never the long-term plan, and so now we're finally at year two, and things are going to change a little bit. By the way, that sounded like I'm leaving ColorStack. I'm not leaving ColorStack, by the way. It sounded a little crazy. I just want to make sure y'all know I'm not leaving ColorStack. But year two, ColorStack engineering is going to look a little different because it's going to be a little bit more community driven, and I'll talk a little bit about this in just a couple minutes. But I was a computer science myself. Duran was a computer science student. We have a lot of members on our team, our internal team, that are computer science students. So we fully understand that traditional schooling isn't going to teach you everything that you know or everything that you need to know to be good on the job, right? Like at the end of the day, technology is moving super, super quick, and schools can't really keep up with it, so they keep it a little bit higher level, right? And so there's definitely a gap to be filled between your education and the actual software engineering role. And our vision has been clear from day one, right? Let's get ColorStack members exposed to a real world production code base. That was always our vision from day one. We believe firmly that seeing what a production code base looks like will start to kind of lift the veil and move the smoke on what's really important for a traditional suite role, right? Like I remember going through my classes like, dang, I just want to know how this thing works. How does Twitter work? Like, can we just kind of push all that to the side, or all the kind of fat to the side, and just see what is actually there, or what is actually needed when building an application. And so we started testing this vision, as you guys know, with some OG members like Omar, who built the birthdays feature, which some of you guys might have seen in the birthdays channel, and Hebron as well, is actually just starting to work on a job offers database, which will allow you to actually upload and see the various offers that members are getting in the community. So that's a really exciting one. We haven't announced that, but that is something that she's currently working on. And these experiments have been very successful. And we're finally ready to take the next step, y'all. We're ready to take the next step. And that's why today I'm extremely excited. I love this part. I love like the announcement part. Like it's like so much anticipation. I'm extremely excited to announce that we are open sourcing all of our ColorStack software. That's right. Everything is open source. Our GitHub URL is public. You guys can see the code base. You guys can contribute to the code base. Y'all, we are open source. We are now public in this world. It's a really, really big day. Again, this is always going back to our day one vision. We didn't want to do things out the door in order to kind of get to this point. But we're finally here and ready for new members to start contributing on top of the foundation that we've already set. And that's not all. A few months ago, and some of y'all have pressed me about this, so now it's finally coming back. A few months ago, we actually asked y'all in an announcements channel for some inspo, for some inspiration on what to name our software. And based on your guys' responses, another anticipation announcement. Here we go. Based on your guys' responses, we have officially decided on our software name, and that name is going to be Oyster. Let's go. The world is your oyster. ColorStack is your oyster. I'm your oyster. The community is your oyster. I don't even know if that makes sense, but oyster, man, that's is beautiful. I don't know exactly who suggested oyster, but ever since I saw it, I knew it was gonna be the one, and I'm so happy other community members saw it as well. I think it's a beautiful. The meaning could be whatever you want for real, but like the meaning is actually that the world is your oyster. But like, of course, it could be whatever you want. We're here to support y'all, and we want you to know that the world is yours to take. And specifically in the software engineering world, software is yours to take, and it's yours to build. So, y'all, this has been a long time coming. And I'm beyond excited to announce this. And I actually want to give you guys a quick tour of the code base. Like I said earlier, we're gonna do Q&A at the end. There's another announcement, by the way. I haven't even got to the other announcement, which is crazy. There's another Q&A at the end. But as I give you guys a little bit of a tour, feel free to start dropping questions, upvote those questions that you want answered, and hopefully if we have time at the end, I'll start answering them. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a little tour. I'm also gonna link this in the chat. Actually, if somebody could drop this link, I realized that I can't actually copy this. If somebody could copy this link, this is the link to our code base. So I'm gonna go ahead and transition to that and kind of walk you guys through some high level things here. So here you go. It's officially public. Oyster. This is the code base that houses all of ColorStack's core product software. As you can see, we have 3 contributors so far. Hebron and Omar officially have contributed. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. Again, this is everything that powers the ColorStack community experience. All the code that I've written is in this code base right here. So high level overview. We have a couple applications in our code base. One of them you already know about is the member profile, serves as the home for a ColorStack member. Some other ones that you guys probably didn't know about is the admin dashboard. So this is kind of like an internal dashboard that our team uses to manage important workflows like application review, gamification, things like that. And we also have an API, which is pretty much just a server-side application that handles pretty much any background jobs that happen, as well as any integrations, specifically webhook integrations that we have with external services like AirMeet. Somebody asked, "Oh, how do you guys track attendance?" That's actually through a webhook integration that we have with AirMeet, and that lives in the API. So a lot of cool things going on here in our code base. So couple high level things as well. It's really just important when understanding the code base to kind of know what tools and technologies we're using. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to ask about this, so I thought I'd get ahead of it a little bit. Some pretty big technologies that we're using: Node.js, TypeScript, React, Remix. These are all pretty much, actually everything on this list is pretty important. I called out a few, but everything on this list is important to our code base. I linked all the documentation for these tools and technologies, so hopefully you guys start to get familiar. It's not important to actually know the tool itself, but really just to understand the high level concept behind each tool. So it's not necessarily important that you know Postgres itself, but that you understand, hey, this is a database, and we need to have some place to store our data and read some data from our database. So just wanted to link that. Our folder structure is actually pretty simple. So we have apps and packages. Apps are pretty much all the applications that kind of I already kind of talked about, and then packages are more so reusable pieces of code that are used across our code base, and so you can read a little bit more on what each of that is used for. I want to actually just quickly show you guys our contributing guide. So like I said, if we just get you guys to read through the code base and kind of peruse different pieces of code, that's success for us. We want you guys to be exposed to see what does a code base look like what does it actually look like. We just want to kind of lift that first obstacle out of your guys' path. And then if you guys feel comfortable and want to actually contribute, you can actually do that. And so I just wanted to quickly call out something that's really important to us. And I wanted to call this out just because I want you guys to know you guys are at the forefront of this. Again, the number one reason we decided to open source Oyster was so that ColorStack members, you guys, can learn from and eventually contribute to a real world production code base. Everything we do is centered around y'all. It's to fulfill your dreams of becoming software engineers. And this is going to be fully open source, so it's not just you guys that can see this repository. Anybody can see this. Probably going to make a post on LinkedIn. There's probably going to be people coming and seeing this code base. But in order to make space for our community, for you guys, we're prioritizing any contributions from you guys first, and then friends of ColorStack. So just wanted to make that note to note. It could be a little bit intimidating, but we're trying to make this as much for y'all as anybody else, or more than anybody else, I should say. Contributing to open source is maybe a little bit scary. You're probably like, whoa, like that's kind of crazy. I've seen some open source projects and they're kind of wild. We want to reduce that barrier for you. So I actually have a really simple way for you to actually get your first PR in. We have a whole bunch of local development setup instructions below. And actually, Hebron had a beautiful example of this morning, which I'm going to go ahead and link to you guys in the chat, which is simply just adding your GitHub name to this file right here. And that's pretty much your first contribution. And so it's just a really simple way of verifying that everything is set up properly on your machine, and then you actually get some code merged into our code base, which is pretty cool. Like I said, there's a lot of documentation in here. There's a lot of local development setup type of information in terms of how to actually get this code base onto your local machine. Some software installation type stuff like Postgres, which is our database, and some just kind of introductory steps to getting onboarded to this code base. And so actually what I want to do is I want to actually share my local setup and show you guys what it looks like to actually contribute some code. Okay, so if we go to issues here, I'm going to actually take one of these issues, and so I'll just show you kind of the workflow for what it looks like to contribute to the code base. And so I'll go ahead and choose this one right here. So it says add GitHub as a resource in the member profile homepage. And so as you guys are probably already seeing, we have this kind of important resources section in our member profile. And so now essentially that we're open source, we want to actually add our GitHub link to the application, right? And so I had some acceptance criteria here in terms of like, hey, what should actually be in the application? So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna say I'll take this ticket, and then once that happens, it's gonna allow me to actually assign a ticket to you, the person that actually commented on that ticket. So I'll go ahead and assign this to myself, and then I'm actually gonna go ahead and share my VS Code setup really quickly, and I'm actually gonna put up a PR really quickly for you guys. So let me go ahead and bring my VS Code into this real quick. Okay, share screen in window, and I'm not going to go through the full local development setup, but this is kind of what it's going to look like once you guys are all set up. And I'm actually going to contribute to or solve that ticket that I just showed you guys. So I'll just go ahead and say GitHub link, and then I'm actually going to update something really quickly. So to run all of our apps, this is all documented, by the way, we just have to run this simple command right here. And I'm going to go ahead and actually update something really quickly for y'all. And if you want to verify this is not in production yet. So if you guys are saying, hey, you cheated on this, I promise I didn't cheat. So it said under the member wiki, we're going to add this new resource. And actually before then, I want to show you guys what this looks like on my local machine. Actually, I'll do that right after. So you guys can see my GitHub right here, or my VS Code right here. I'm gonna actually go ahead and create this new resource right here. And don't worry if all this looks a little crazy to you. It's not meant to click on day one. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a link to the repository, and then I think I already had a description right here. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this description. Cool. We have that. I'm gonna go ahead and review these changes. It looks good to me. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and add GitHub link. Okay, cool. And I'll show you guys really quickly that this change is on my local machine. So I'll go ahead and just share my my window right here. And so I'll show you what it looks like in production. So in production, there's no GitHub link right here. You just see member wiki and that's it. But on my local machine, now you see the change that I just made, which was adding this GitHub link. So boom, that's there now. I'm gonna go ahead and create a pull request here, and it's pretty simple. There's some guidelines on how to name things and things like that, so don't worry about that right now. But I'll go ahead and say add GitHub link as important resource. And we like emojis around here. We like color around here, so I'll go ahead and add some color. And then I'm just gonna close that ticket that I just worked on, which was right there. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and remove that and create this pull request. And it looks good. It was a new feature. I've done a self-review of my code. Yep. That looks good. I'll go ahead and mark these as done. And then as soon as this pipeline is done running, and what that means, if that sounds a little crazy, there's just some tests that's making sure that my change didn't break the code base. Then I'll go ahead and merge, or I'll be able to merge my code into the code base, and pretty soon you guys will see that GitHub link in production. So that was the full rundown of how to actually contribute to the code base. Pretty simple. Again, just a lot of instructions to follow. But it's a really, really exciting time. So that's that. I didn't realize how long that would take, so that took a little bit more time than I expected. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to this slideshow really quickly, because I have one more announcement and I want to get to some questions. So let me go ahead and share that screen really quick. There's a lot of moving screens around here. All right, perfect. You guys can see that. All right, nice. Okay, cool. Like I said, this is really early on. This is my first open source community that I'm running, let alone I haven't been too involved in one. So this is just as much a learning process for me as it is for you. So we'll iron out workflows and processes together. But I hope you guys are really, really excited about this. This is a big day for ColorStack. All right. I have another big announcement, which is crazy. I want to keep it going, man. It's Women's History Month. Again, shout out to the women in our community, man. We have to end Women's History Month on a high note. So I want to give you guys a little bit of context. We have this OG partner Okay, it's an organization by the name of Reboot Representation. If you guys have seen them, maybe you guys haven't seen them. Last year, they gave us actually $1.2 million grant over 2 years, specifically to support women and non-binary members in our community. They ride for ColorStack. It's extremely beautiful. And they reached out recently and asked if they could collaborate with us on an initiative to support women and non-binary members, specifically graduating in 2025, aka rising seniors. And this was music to our ears because we already actually had something cooking. And you guys already know the vision of us wanting members to learn from and contribute to a code base. And we're actually going to take that one step further in collaboration with Reboot. We're going to have a program. Are y'all ready for this? More anticipation. Y'all, we are launching the ColorStack Engineering Internship this summer 2024. I can't believe it's happening. Somebody asked it earlier, and so other people said, nah, there's no internship or anything like that. Y'all, there's an internship. It's absolutely crazy. A couple call outs before anything, because I know there's a lot of questions already. Everybody's head's going kind of crazy. Again, this is in collaboration with Reboot. So I just want to call out a few things. This is going to be an 8-week internship this summer 2024. It'll be mostly remote, but there will be a 1 week in-person orientation with myself. Jerron's gonna fly out as well to Seattle, and we're gonna have a jolly time here in Seattle, getting y'all set up. As a ColorStack intern. Again, this is in collaboration with Reboot, so this is designed specifically for women and non-binary members graduating in 2025. Ideally, who don't have an internship offer yet. We want to support y'all and be there for you as much as possible. We're still working out some kinks and things like that with the Reboot team in terms of budget. And by the way, I say budget, which means, yes, this is a paid internship. We're going to be paying you guys handsomely. This will be just like any other internship. But we still have to work out some kinks. So it could be anywhere from 2 to 8 interns. So I just wanted to call that out right now, just because I know there's probably some questions about that. But y'all, this is a really big step. I can't believe that we got to this point. There's so much to build. We haven't scratched the surface on software for chapters. I know there's chapter leaders asking, hey, can you guys build software for us? Johanna's always asking me, Rami, can we build some chapter software? Our partners want a partner portal. We need to build a partner portal for our partners to kind of retain them and have them excited about a ColorStack, partnership. People have talked about making gamification points usable. That's definitely something we want to do. There's so much going on and there's so much to build. So this is extremely, extremely exciting. More details are to come in the following weeks. So look out in the next 2 to 4 weeks or so. We're going to try to get this, out as soon as possible. But it is happening. The dots are connecting. It's a beautiful time to be at ColorStack, man. So just want to say thank you for everything and for the support. It gives me a lot of energy when you guys are excited about the software that we build here. And I'm excited to have you guys on the journey with us. So that being said, we have 5 minutes. I'm gonna try to run through this Q&A. So let's get to this Q&A. I also got to see the chat because I don't know what's going on in the chat. I don't know if y'all are excited or not, man. All right, beautiful. How do you apply for the ColorStack Engineering Internship? Look out in the next 2 to 4 weeks or so. We're gonna be putting out an application. There's not gonna be much that's required for it. We're not looking for people that have like this plethora of experience. We want people that are pretty early in their kind of learning career. And so but look out in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Awesome. Cool. Do you suggest using a virtual environment when trying to contribute to Oyster? That's an incredible question, Michelle. So actually, we don't have any kind of like containerized virtual environment set up quite yet for Oyster. That is definitely something we want to get to, so that way you don't have to like actually download software on your machine itself, as opposed to just kind of having things within a container like a virtual environment. Unfortunately, we're not there yet. So you do have to install things like Postgres on your laptop or machine, as well as like Redis for Redis on your machine. But eventually we will get there. So yeah, that's a very, 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 very good question though. Beautiful. How does ColorStack hope to keep the open source nature of the code base sustainable? I need some more clarification on what you mean by that. We don't necessarily make money from anything in our code base, so that's not. If you're asking from a financial lens, that's not necessarily a worry. If you're asking more so from a grooming sort of perspective and just making sure that it's a well-run open source community, the bulk of my time is actually going to be shifting from myself doing a lot of feature work. I'm still going to be, obviously building features and things like that, but a lot of my time is going to be shifting to helping you guys contribute. So that's kind of the goal that we have. Eventually, we will have probably another full-time person on the team. We're still early for that, so I won't get too much into that. But yeah, we are thinking about sustainability for sure. Awesome. Perfect. Will it be open for CPT girlies? CPT. I need some clarification on that. What's CPT? Let's see. Hold on. Let me open up this chat. International. My bad. I'm so sorry. Hebron, I'm so sorry. I don't believe there's gonna be an issue with that. I actually have not talked with the reboot team specifically about that. But that's a really good call out. I'm writing it down. Yeah, I'm writing it down. And we'll get legal clarification as soon as possible. Yep. So I didn't recognize that. I'm sorry, Hebron. All right, we got some more questions. Um. All right, cool. All right, you asking a lot of questions. Let's get to some other questions. I see this name popping up every. Let's get to another question. Let's do the most upvoted first. What can we expect in the next coming months for the community? If you're asking for the software side, there's a ton to build. Like I said, chapter software is going to be pretty up there. Partner software, a partner portal is pretty up there as well. So yeah, there's a lot to build. There's a lot to build for sure. We could probably crank out a few more at least. I don't know how we're doing on time. Oh, let me check the speaker chat. Hold on. All right. Okay, cool. One or two more. How did Omar get involved in building the birthday feature? Great question. Omar always DMs me like these random feature ideas. And one day he like DM'd me this thing, and I was just like, you know what? And it was around the time where we were thinking about member contribution. So I said, hey, you know what? Do you want to just build this? Like he's always in my DMs, like, yo, this would be cool if ColorStack did this. I said, all right, bro. You're suggesting all these things. Now it's time for you to build it. And he said, oh, whoa. But I collaborated with him on that, and that was a beautiful process. And I'm doing the same thing with Hebron right now for a job offers database. But now that things are open source, it's gonna be a little bit easier. You're not gonna have to do as much one-on-one work with me. We'll have some good documentation for you to get set up on your own for sure. Any ColorStack in-person events? That's not relevant, but yes, we will have things in the summer. Next question. Okay. Any update on contributing to the member portal? that was the whole session. Yes, you will be able to contribute. Yeah, that was the whole session. So we go next question real quick. How difficult was it to make the open source software? I mean, writing the software itself it's I feel like my specialty is going 0 to 1. I like working in completely brand new code bases. I find actually working in like more established code bases are a little bit harder. In terms of actually making it open source, that was a lot of things. I had to do a lot of research in terms of making a contribution guide, getting documentation. Like when I first onboarded Omar to build the birthdays feature, he was just like, bro, like everything was just me saying it out loud. And there was like no documentation. And then by the time it was time for Hebron to get started contributing to the code base, I was like, all right, I'm going to document as much as I can. There's like a lot of knowledge I have in my head that's not on paper. And so that's probably the hardest part about open sourcing for sure. Documentation. Okay. Cool. All right, y'all. Just a quick note. I didn't answer all the questions, but I am going to be in the social lounge today for more Q&A. So if you have questions about Oyster, man, I love that name. It's beautiful. If you have questions about Oyster or the internship this summer, please come to the social lounge, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Yes. Ooh. Well, hold on. Well, hold on. You can okay, you can hear me? Okay, sorry. Oh my god. Okay. I look like snow. Oh my. Y'all shout out to Rami. How juicy. How juicy. Oh yes. How juicy. Y'all, I was just so happy to hear all these amazing things. Like a paid internship in Seattle, like absolutely. What it is so beautiful to see the ColorStack team do their thing again and again and again, y'all. So shout out to the ColorStack team. They are working overtime, making sure that they can get you some incredible things. Wow. Wow, I'm really excited. I'm like, should I apply? No. I don't know where to begin. But y'all are amazing. And what we're gonna do now is go into some breakout sessions in the lounge area. So we're gonna go ahead and take 15 minutes of roundtables in the lounge area. Rami will be stationed at the ColorStack table to answer any questions about the ColorStack internships or to talk about anything. Feel free to join a predetermined topic or create your own topic. And meet me back here at 2:15 in the DraftKings stage to learn about effective time management, girl. All right, I will see you back here at 2:15.